Okay, welcome to Taking Action. I'm Chris Colombo, Anthony Conover, and our main pick stood up. We're plugging away. We're going to give a recap of last week, and we're going to move forward into this week's picks. I have a lot of them this week. I like a lot of games. We'll be back with you in a second. Okay, welcome back to Taking Action. Anthony, let's say hello. Hello.
What's going on, everybody? How we feeling?
All right, good. This is not our Christmas episode, is it?
No, next week is.
All right,
next
so
week,
I can be miserable this week and not neek week?
Next week, I'll be dressed up as Santa.
Every week you're dressed up as Santa.
Just
yeah?
kidding.
All right.
Maybe I'll wear a red nose. Big Rudolph guy.
I like to eat miser, especially with my hair standing up. See some parody there. Okay, let's move forward into last week's recap. How did we do last week?
Yeah, on the games that we talked about, went perfect on them. That 3 for 3, and then the main pick obviously, and that started out with Thursday Night Football as it is. That was the Rams, who were actually underdogs in the game. Kind of surprising.
Why is that surprising?
I think they just played a lot better than the 49ers, and I mean, I know the 49ers were at home, so I guess I can understand it slightly.
That's still a 6-point give up because you get late 3 points for being at home.
So
that's really the line is actually 6. -3 and the 3 that they're supposed to be laying for being at home.
Well, yeah, the 49ers were -3.
Yeah,
But 49ers obviously favoring that one. The Rams win outright in the game of the field goals. Field goal kickers finally came through for the people. 12-6. There was literally no touchdown score in this game. A little bit of rain in it, but I didn't think it would be enough to affect everything, but apparently it was.
Not from 2 high-powered offenses.
I mean, 49ers are banged up. They're on their third string running back. I mean, it's a mess for them. Down season, but it is what it is. Can't be perfect all the time.
I expected the Rams to score more points in that game. Yeah. I'm just happy to hit the field goals. How's that grab you?
4 for 4. It's a miracle.
Miracle.
I'd
have been happy with 3 for 3. I'd have been happy with a tie we win.
Exactly.
All right, let's so 1 for 3 would have been all right.
Yeah? Sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Come on.
We got the Chiefs at the Browns. Chiefs with a 21-7 victory here. Definitely not the most intriguing game of all time. Obviously the news coming out of this was that Patrick Mahomes got his yearly ankle injury, it seems. X-rays were negative. He was a full participant in practice today. So, everything is kind of, it was a little bit up in the air, but with him being a full participant today, you would expect him to play next week. But yeah, the Bengals at the Titans. Bengals with 37-27 victory here. This was the pick of the week. So I believe the Bengals were 4.5-point favorites in this one. They obviously covered that by the 10. And honestly, 10 points.
It was a big 10.
Yeah, it was a fake. It was a fake 10. Yeah, it was a fake 10. They were up more in this game throughout the entire thing. The Titans kind of scored at the end. Nothing crazy. But yeah, Bengals with the victory here. Their playoff hopes are clinging to life. Another one, the Commanders and the Saints. Commanders sneak away with a 20-19 victory here. They just never seem to be able to close the door in this game. And then, last literally 0 time on the clock, Saints score a touchdown. They go for the 2-point conversion to try and win the game since, they're not really playing for anything. You might as well try and win. They did not get it. So they lose, but one of the games that was talked about, they definitely covered. It ended at like 7.5. So that was a good one. But Commanders get the actual win, but Saints covered. Ravens at the Giants.
Which counts a lot in my book.
Yes.
Pardon the pun.
Ravens at the Giants. 16.5-point spread on this one. And they covered, which is the craziest part of it. 35-14. I mean, there's not much to say in this one.
And that was a small 14.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say about this one. I mean, Lamar Jackson had more touchdowns than incompletions in this game. The Giants are just very bad. 2-12.
Horribly bad.
The Cowboys at the Panthers. Panthers have been kind of riding high a little bit, playing better football. Not winning, but playing better football. Bryce Young included in that. But the Cowboys came in and took care of business here, 30-14. Daddle had a nice game for them. CeeDee Lamb continues to play well, and they're kind of piecing together games. If they had won last week, they'd be in a good position.
Bad teams sometimes get better as time goes on. And Bryce Young, I believe he's going to be a force in the NFL. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, ever since he came back off the bench when they benched him for Andy Dalton, he's played very well. They haven't won some of these games, but they have been in basically all of them. The Jets at the Jags. That would be a 32-25 victory for the Jets. Finally got one on their end. Obviously, Mac Jones still starting in this game. Trevor Lawrence is actually on IR for that concussion that he suffered a few weeks back against the Texans.
Vicious hit.
Yes. So Jets with the victory in that one, 32-25. Speaking of those Texans, it was the Dolphins at the Texans, and the Texans got a 20-12 victory in that one. I think I want to say 2 out of interceptions in this game or something of that nature, but definitely it was not the greatest game that he ever played. Yeah. Just looking at it, actually, he had 3 interceptions in this game. So definitely not the best 2 a game, and something that they really needed if they were hoping for the playoffs and things of that nature. But
they're still alive in the playoffs.
I do believe so. It's a very slim chance.
But they're still alive.
But they're breathing still. And they just can't seem to get the ball to their superstar playmakers, which has been kind of a weird thing all season. The Colts at the Broncos. Broncos with a 31-13 victory in that one as well. I mean, this quarterback situation, we've talked about it plenty of times. They went back from Joe Flacco to Anthony Richardson and blah, blah, blah. It has just been awful. They tried a trick play, the Colts did, that resulted in a pick 6. They tried to do a double pass, and it was awful. So Broncos are legit, man. They're playing some good football. They are obviously in the playoff hunt. I believe they are the last wild card, but they're playing well.
They need to win.
Yeah. They got to keep things going.
Yes.
The game of the week that everybody was really talking about, and it certainly lived up to the expectations, I would say, that was the Bills at the Lions. Bills with a 48-42 victory in this one. Both defenses obviously could not really get a stop. There was over 1,000 total yards in this game. There was 90 points scored. Josh
Allen was possessed.
Yeah, Josh Allen pretty much, in my eyes, locked up the MVP with this game. He just continues to be unbelievable. I mean, hey, you even look at Jared Goff, 494 yards, 5 touchdowns, didn't throw an interception. They won a game this year, the Lions, when he threw 5 interceptions, and they've now lost a game where he threw 5 touchdowns. The NFL
they were a pick when he threw the 5 interceptions didn't cover.
The NFL is an interesting thing sometimes, to say the least. You can throw 5 picks and win a game, and throw 5 touchdowns and lose. What a sport. The Steelers at the Eagles. Eagles with the 27-13 victory here, inching ever so closely to the Lions with that number 1 overall seed in the NFC. They're both tied 12-2. So we will see how that shakes up. Some things were taken care of in this game. There was a lot of talk about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown not being on the same page and not liking each other after some reports came out. Well, A.J. Brown had 8 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts in the post-game press conference came out and said, "Is that what you guys wanted?" So they certainly heard everything and responded to it, and responded very well.
On the field.
Yeah, as you should. Can't do anything off the field. You might as well do it on the field. The Patriots at the Cardinals. Cardinals with a 30-17 victory here. Cardinals basically just ran all over the Patriots. I mean, James Conner had 16 carries at 110 yards with 2 touchdowns.
And the Patriots were starting to come together.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots have some pieces, certainly. And I think that the future will be good for them, but right now, obviously, a little bit of a ways to go. The Buccaneers at the Chargers. Bucks with a 40-17 victory over the Chargers. I didn't see this one coming, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
I did. I'm going to tell you why. Baker Mayfield, for the first time in his career, is consistent. I think he found a home. And no matter what's been thrown at him, he's coming in and he's playing like Baker Mayfield of college.
Yeah, no, Baker ever since getting to the Bucs he definitely has found a home. I mean, they gave him that contract extension. Mike Evans continues what I think is a surefire Hall of Fame career. I mean, he had 9 catches, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. They destroyed him. 47.
And he's taken some hits, Baker Mayfield. He's lost some major pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, Chris Godwin's still out for the season, obviously. We saw that.
And he's finding a way to do it.
Yeah.
So he's not just hitting superstars, he's hitting backups.
Oh, yeah, he's hitting tight ends. I mean, Bucky Irving, their running back, who definitely was not going to be the superstar coming into the season because they had Rachaad White, but he had 15 carries, 117 yards in this game. So got a lot of people contributing.
And the defense has been holding them.
Yeah. That's kind of been their calling card for a while now.
Yeah.
The Packers at the Seahawks. Packers with a big 30-13 victory here. I mean, the NFC North is unbelievable. The Packers are 10-4. The Lions are 12-2. The Vikings are 12-2. Like, it is unbelievable.
That's a tough division. You could have 11 wins and not make it to the playoffs.
No, I mean, the Packers are 10-4, and they're like they would be the 6th seed in the playoffs right now if it ended. Because the Lions have the division, then the Vikings are ahead of them. I mean, that's crazy. Obviously, we'll see how things shake out because I think the Lions and the Vikings have to play each other one more time. So this is definitely going to come down to the wire. But obviously, big news out of this game too. Geno Smith, I believe, hurt his knee. It was so he did not come back out for the second half of the game, or at least most of that time. Seahawks are right in the middle of the NFC West, obviously. So if he's out for an extended period of time, that is going to absolutely be a killer for them. But
he's played very well.
Yeah, we'll see how everything shakes out for them.
I'm not a big Geno Smith fan, but he's playing well.
Yeah, ever since he's kind of like Baker. Ever since he found a new home, he's kind of been a different guy.
And they gave him offensive lines.
Yeah, I mean, and plus you go to the Seahawks, who have 3 number 1 wide receivers. Basically, is a good place to play quarterback. The Bears at the Vikings. Vikings with a 30-12 victory here. They just continue to march on. Sam Darnold continues doing his thing.
Another quarterback I was never really fond of, and he stepped up too.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to see what the Vikings do in the offseason. They're apparently not going to offer Sam Darnold a contract.
That completely amazes me.
I mean, they drafted J.J. McCarthy this year, and the only reason he's really not playing is because he tore the meniscus early in the preseason, so he's out for the year. But wouldn't you want to sign Sam Darnold and
at least for one more year?
Have the healthy competition, let him learn a little bit. I don't know. I find that very strange that they're apparently. I mean, those are the reports.
And no incentive to win, but it is an incentive to win because if he takes him further than the first round of the playoffs, and he's going to get traded or he becomes a free agent, I guess he'd be a free agent at that point, right?
Yeah, no, he's a free agent after the season, so he has definitely. Yes. I'll say this: Sam Darnold has earned himself a contract, and he will be in this league for a long time because of this one season. Now, 100%.
Maybe the Jets will pick him up.
It's funny. My dad said that.
You want to know something? That might not be a bad move for him. Although I think he has a bad taste in his mouth for the Jets.
I mean, I probably would.
Yeah.
Not a lot of good happened there.
You know what? He might end up in a nice place in the Browns.
I mean, I'm intrigued to see what happens to him because there might be a team. I mean, the Raiders, but they're probably going to draft a quarterback. The Titans, they need a quarterback. No, so I'm excited to see where Sam Darnold kind of goes from there.
I would have liked to see him stay there. He's done very well.
You would think, but apparently that's not in the Vikings' plan. So,
well, they got big hopes.
Bold strategy to me, honestly.
Who knows? Meniscus is a weird injury.
Yeah, but I mean, quarterbacks are very difficult to find, and I'm not saying Sam Darnold is Tom Brady by any means, but he's done this for you this season. He's led you to a 12-2 record. You think you would want him back in the building at least in case something went wrong.
He may not want to come back there after the way the season's going because he knows he's not going to start over their quarterback.
Yeah, no, that's what
it might be a mutual respect thing because he is still playing at the best of his capability.
Oh, yeah, no, this is the best he's ever played by far, and there's a few teams out there that could use a quarterback. We mentioned
I won a lot of money betting against Sam Darnold, so I'm a big fan.
He was seeing ghosts with
not
the Jets.
This year. I didn't go against him. Right.
Final game was the Falcons at the Raiders. Definitely not one that was very exciting. 15-9. The Falcons have really kind of fallen apart. The offense hasn't really been able to do anything. Kirk Cousins is playing very timid and whatever. But
I was never a fan of Kirk Cousins as a quarterback.
Yeah, no. So this is about the time of year that he's news disappears anyway. We're getting close to the playoffs. So,
but he always was a consistent during the year player. But this year, 1 or 2 times he let us down when he really shouldn't have.
This is true. And that's it for week 15.
Okay.
Can't believe we're even at that point already.
Okay, going into week 17, the Thursday night 16, 17. What's the difference? Who cares? All right. I don't care if we do good. We'll be really aggravated if we do bad. Okay, the Thursday night game, you got the Broncos at the Chargers. The Chargers are -3. The under and over opened to 43.5, dropped to 42. I wouldn't get involved with that under and over. However, I do like the Broncos taking the 3 of Chargers. I like them a lot. Okay, Texans at the Chiefs. This is a game we should have bet because I had a feeling Mahomes was going to be in. I didn't think they wanted to be. Didn't have home field advantage, even though they won it last year without home field advantage. But they were a better team, I think, last year.
Yes.
And I don't think the competition was just this steep. Whereas tough, you got a lot of good teams this year to get past.
Yeah.
I had told Anthony to take anytime you could take 2.5 with the Chiefs at home. It's a pretty good bet. I had a good feeling that Mahomes was going to play. Matter of fact, I was just about to tell him to bet the game, and we bet a different one. And it got tweeted that it went from Chiefs getting 2.5 to Chiefs laying 2.5. And I didn't want to lay the 2.5. I'm going to tell you why. Early on, I mentioned about them not covering. I took some ridicule for that, which I do not read the reviews anymore. They're not a covering team.
No.
So that half, even with a 2, bothers me. And all right, let's move forward. But the total in that game opened up 44.5, dropped to 40. We didn't update it after the tweet, but with Mahomes back in, I'm sure it went back up.
Yeah, I can check very briefly. That total went back to, let's go, not much, 41.5 now. So,
all right.
1.5.
All right, we have Saturday games this week. Okay. We got the Steelers on a Saturday at Ravens. Ravens opened -5, moved to 6.5. I don't see that line whatsoever. Opened the total 47, dropped to 45. The line I have on that game is a lot different. Okay. I favor the Steelers in that game, every which reason. I don't like games that open at 5.5. But however, this time I do like the Steelers on the road against the Ravens, taking 6.5 points, and I think it may even go up.
A lot of points in a divisional game, so.
Yeah, a lot of points in a divisional game. And moving on, we got the Browns at the Bengals. Bengals opened 6.5, went to 7. 50.5 was the total, and it dropped to 49.5. Not a big drop, but a point. It's an unpredictable total for me. Most of them have become that because of the 30-yard rule. They either go completely over or completely under because of the 30-yard rule is forcing some teams to score which they want, and the majority of teams is putting in the field goal positions.
Yeah.
And I've never seen so many top kickers miss.
No, this has been a bad year to be a kicker.
Right. In a divisional game, I always like to take the points, especially if it's over 6. So on 7. There's an old expression, I wouldn't book it, I wouldn't bet it. But push comes to shove in a divisional game. I like the underdog there. Okay, Lions opened up at 7.5, dropped to 7 at the Bears. Another divisional game. I like home team underdog, the Bears with the points. Even though their showing was not that great.
Yeah.
But divisions games, the Bears and the Lions play each other hard. I believe they beat them.
Lions beat them on Thanksgiving, but it was only by like 3 points. So
they covered. I'm expecting the same type of thing there.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, Cardinals at Panthers. Cardinals opened up 4.5, went to 4. I like the Panthers taking the points at home. I like home team underdog. Okay, Patriots at Bills. 14.5. 46.5 is the total. I like the Patriots plus the 14.5. I don't like them to win the game. But I tell you the truth, they play each other tough.
Usually, yeah.
Yes. And I don't know how high the Bills are to blow them out. I think they want to stay healthy, but Josh Allen, you never know what he's going to do. I mean, he may do triple dives to the field goals to do a backflip.
Jump over people, run through
them. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You had said they missed their window this year. And I told you they were just opening it.
Wrong on that one.
No, not wrong. Just didn't see the competitiveness of Josh Allen. He fires up that team.
Yeah, no, he's been unbelievable.
And not only that, the Bills historically are the only team that lost 3 straight and then a 4th Super Bowl with 3 back appearances, going to 4. And freak things happen for them to lose. So they're pretty resilient. They're our only New York team. I'd like to see them win. Okay, moving forward.
A great documentary about them by ESPN.
I didn't say it was good.
Great. 4 Falls of Buffalo, it's called. Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the best teams that ever took the field with Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas, and it was a ferocious defense. You know, to make it 4 straight years in the Super Bowl and not win one is tough to do.
That's insane.
It's harder to lose 4 and make it than win.
Even making it 4 years in a row, win or lose, is crazy. But to actually lose all of them is...
Yeah, because people do play the loser in the Super Bowl hard, too. Okay, because you are a Super Bowl contender. Okay, and people take you more serious because you've made it all the way. So, okay. Eagles opened -3, went to -4 at Commanders. Commanders, home team underdog. I like the Commanders all day long. I like the Commanders outright. Not taking anything away from the Eagles. I think they're playing as good a football. Everybody was criticized at the beginning of the year, but they're still winning.
Yeah,
I think they let us down, though, in the beginning of the year, didn't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, by half a point. Okay, Giants at Falcons. Falcons -10.5 at home. I might say this might be the only time the Giants are going to cover for the rest of the year. I mean,
the Falcons have not played well, so I would not be surprised at all. That's a lot of points.
Not only that, the Falcons are fighting for their life. There's a thin shot, and Giants notoriously at this time of the year are spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, let's keep my mouth shut now. Okay. All right. I don't have enough to boast about this year, but we're going to get there. Okay. Colts -4.5 at home over the Titans. It opened 43.5, went to 47.5, stayed a consistent 4.5. I have absolutely no opinion on that game. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to look at it. I don't care about it.
That will not be near the TV at all.
No. Matter of fact, I don't know. Let me say it. I get in trouble. Okay. Rams are on the road at Jets. Rams -3. I love the Rams -3. I like them.
Love them.
Okay. Moving right across. Vikings opened 1.5, went to 4.5 against the Seahawks. Obviously, because
Geno Smith, we're not sure what his story is. So.
Yes. So back to I wouldn't book it. I wouldn't bet it because I don't know. Okay. And Geno Smith will make a difference. Even though the Seahawks are thick in a lot of areas, I don't believe they are a quarterback.
No, definitely.
Who's their backup anyway?
I want to say it is Sam Howell, if I'm not.
Oh, he was with the Steelers, wasn't he?
He was on the Commanders last year.
Yeah, but prior to that. Who drafted him?
I think the Commanders drafted him.
They drafted him?
So, I can make sure.
Well, I don't care. I said it's not that important. I wouldn't get involved with that game, which, what's his name is out. And, 49ers at Dolphins. Dolphins -2, moved to 2.5. The total is 49.5, dropped to 46. That I do agree with. I like the under in that game. And I like the Dolphins laying the 2.5. Jaguars at Raiders. Raiders open -1. They stayed -1, 39.5 to 42. I don't see, 40. I don't see the half-point move. I had that line at 39, but let's move forward. Sunday Night Football. Buccaneers at Cowboys. Buccaneers -3.5, went to 4 at Cowboys. Total 47.5, went to 48.5. Cowboys can work up a play sometimes at home. I don't know. I'm scared of home team underdogs. So I would shy away from that, although I do anticipate the Buccaneers.
I was going to say, if it makes you feel any better, the Cowboys have been terrible at home this year.
Yes. They've been
awful.
Yeah. But home team underdog.
No. Absolutely.
Yeah, I stay away from. Okay, Monday Night Football. That's the Sunday night game. If it changes and I do decide to bet that game, I seriously doubt it with all my heart. So the juice reelers, don't worry about it. Those that hung in there with us, I think we're winning. We're doing okay. Okay. Monday Night Football, Saints and Packers. Packers are 13.5 at home. Total's 42.5 to 42. So basically, if you subtract with the line, and I taught you the way to do it with the totals, I don't think they're anticipating scoring many points.
No. And I don't blame them very much. They're on. They technically started their third string quarterback, I think, and then they switched back to their second string halfway through the game because he played so awful because Derek Carr's out. I don't know. It was just not a good time for the Saints.
Okay. Also, those are the juice reeling. Pay attention to my parlays. They're not just about who will win. It's when the line is wrong and they're giving more money on the money line. I try to take advantage of that. You don't need many of them to click to make money. So I go for money value on them. I could have picked parlays to win, but sometimes they're robbing us on the tape back, which I've taught Anthony, which he sees now.
This is true.
Yes. I mean, I can't understand on the money line where it's supposed to be based on the line, the money line. And I can't understand when it's +3, they're giving you on some games 130, another one's 147. The line is the line, and that's what the money line is based on. So, and the spread is kind of big what they're doing. It's supposed to be a 10% spread. Over 200, it's supposed to be 20. Over 300, you can go to 40. We're seeing 35 to 75-point spreads. I mean, point money line spreads. I don't like what I'm seeing. But if I get money value on a parlay, I've been trying to do it. I will clip one or two here or there. That's just to keep us honest on them, too. Okay, I want everybody prepared for Christmas. Have a safe holiday. We're in there. We're gonna be with you through the Super Bowl this year. Do you want to be here? Yeah. I think I may handicap the playoffs because this year it might be very interesting. This was a tumultuous season, and not because anything. I had the 30-yard line figured out exactly happened when I wanted to. Just sort of went with my initial gut feeling, and miracles happen.
I still can't get over last week, but
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Last week we won. Only the second time in history that's ever happened in the NFL.
I can't even discuss it anymore. I'll have a brain
aneurysm. Let's stay positive. Let's look to this week's win. I believe we are going to win.
I believe so.
I gave you a ton of plays. I believe they're going to win. One or two good things happen. The amazing thing is when the main pick went down, my worst thing I think was 7-2. And when I went 15-15 naturally, and if I put the parlay in, we didn't put it in, that would have won. So it would have been 16 for 16. That's not easy to do. I hope the people that are listening, the juice reelers didn't get it because I'm picking one game. But there's times I like more than one game, and the juicers should listen and pay attention. But 15 out of 15 is unheard of. So I'm right there. My targets are on there, and I'm just calibrating. I can't explain. There's only one game, and one week I should have skipped. Other than that, I would make the same exact plays again, put in front of me because it didn't make sense not to. I don't think it was bad luck. I just think it was stupidity that caused us to lose.
Yes.
Okay, it's Chris Colombo. You got anything to say?
I do not. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, commenting, showing the love, and it's always fun to be here. I'm always having a good time.
Yeah, matter of fact, I go home and he just stays here till I come back next week.
In fact, I clear off this table, put a pillow down.
Yeah, 2 pillows.
Actually, I sleep with 3.
3 pillows.
Need some neck support.
He's a 3-pillow man. All right. He had a dream that he was eating marshmallows and he woke up and his pillows were gone.
Some people would say I look like that already. So, it's fine.
Oh, what is that? Oh, yeah, listen, more you to love. Are you kidding me? Fat's where it's at. Okay. Chris Colombo, I'm the last guy to make fun of that, even though I did drop, 31 pounds?
I don't know. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Something. I know you told me. I can't remember. But
yeah. I'm just ironing my shirts. I looked at it. Okay. We're signing off now. Next week, I think we're recording earlier, right?
Yeah, earlier in the day, but,
Same day, but earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. And good luck this week. Everybody be safe. And have a holiday drink for me, or 6.